Okay, so a bunch of you actually expressed interest in learning how to make these ruffled collared shirts, so let's get into it. I've already made a stack of them here today. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them done here. I did this one and a couple more. Anyways, the first thing I did is I just sat and removed the collar, and that's self-explanatory. It was very easy to do. I just used my seam ripper and opened up this seam right here and the collar came right out. Easy peasy. Just be careful with your seam ripper that you don't jam it too hard and end up ripping your fabric, because I did that. So don't do that. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and cut the bottom off of the shirt. And let me show you how I've done that. This is a large men's shirt, so there's plenty of bottom to cut off. And so what I did with the other shirts is I just buttoned the 2 bottom buttons just to make it easier for me to flatten this out. And then what I've done is I just cut the bottom off square on all of my shirts, because, let me show you how this looks. So you see how this one is square? I prefer this look because I like it to be sort of cropped. This particular shirt, I cut it even shorter. I cut it first about to here, and then I cut it even shorter because I wanted to wear this one with a pair of very high-waisted khaki pants that I have, and I wanted to be able to just do a tiny little front tuck and let the rest out. And even if I let it out, I wanted it to be pretty high because I had this pair of khaki pants that I wore this morning, and I wanted the shirt to be right at the waistband because they're ultra high. But you can cut it, like I said, this one I just cut it way short. Normally they're going to be cropped, but not this cropped. Okay, so with that being said, I flattened out my shirt real well. And then I'm going to line it up on my cutting mat so that it's evenly on both of the lines. And I want to have a 3.5 inch ruffle. My first couple shirts I did a 4 inch and then folded it over, and I found that they're a little bit too high. This one's just a little bit too high. They needed to be just tiny bit shorter. So now I've been doing them at 3.5 inches and then folding them in half. And this is where my shirts differ from the other people online that are doing them. The other people that are doing them online are basically just cutting them off pretty much like following the line of the shirt, the curve of the bottom of the shirt, and cutting off about a 2 inch piece, and then using this sewn seam as the top of the ruffle at the top of the neck here, which is very simple and a very good way to do it. And if you want to keep as much length on your shirt as possible, that's a great way to do it. That would allow you to probably still potentially tie the shirt at the waist. But I just prefer for my ruffle to be a little bit more stiff and be self-lined, where this is going to show the top of, this seam is going to show at the top of the ruffle if you do it, if you just cut this off and then sew this into the top of the shirt. Whereas my shirt, like this, this one is self-lined, so there is no seam at the top. So I think it just looks a lot nicer and neater and cleaner, and it stands up so much nicer. It's not so floppy. I'm trying to cover, I have a huge pimple and I'm trying to not show it in the camera. Anyways, I like my shirts to have my collars to be pretty stiff and stay straight up. I've seen some people do them and they're real floppy and they just kind of lay down, and I don't like that. I want it to be stiff. So that's why I did it like this, where it's self-lined. However, you will have to take more off the bottom of your shirt in order to make that happen. So if you're not comfortable with the shirt being sort of cropped, not like this one, the rest of them aren't this short, but if you're not comfortable with that and you want as much length as possible, then just cut off 2 inches from the bottom and sew it in with this hem being the top of your collar. So onward, I'm going to go ahead and cut off the bottom part here, and I'm going to line up my ruler just right on the inside of this sewn seam. so that we can get a nice straight piece. And then from there, I'm gonna go 3.5 inches. Okay. Alrighty. This is still gonna be plenty long to tuck in. So see, it's plenty long. Okay. So the next step is we're gonna take this piece to the ironing board and we'll press this in half. Clearly I need a new ironing board cover. Still have to cut the button off of here, but I'll do that when I get to my sewing machine. I'm just making sure that I'm folded right in half. So here's my strip, my ruffle strip, and it is a 3.5 inch strip and it's folded in half so that I have a nice self-lined and clean top edge here. I did not even cut off the button panel. It's still on the edge there, and I'm going to go ahead and just leave it and use it because it's got a finished edge, and that's how it is here, and I just left it that way. I think it's cute. It shows the button there. It's already finished. It makes it easy. Alrighty, so I think for this I'll switch to a blue thread because everything else is blue instead of white. All my other shirts were white and I know somebody will say something about using cone thread, but for something like this where there's not going to be any type of pressure or tension on the collar, the cone thread is fine. So I'm just going to ruffle as I go. So I'll go ahead and tuck this finished edge all the way up to, it can't go any farther because there's a button there, so you won't be able to bring it right to the edge. You possibly could, but it's not necessary. So as you can see, it's like there's a little bit of space there, but I think that's fine. I think it's actually better that way, so your ruffle is, starts back a little bit further. But I'll go ahead and, since this is just a big flat piece there, I'll go ahead and bring this in so I have a little bit of ruffling right on top of that flat piece, so it's not just a big flat section. So that's where I'll start, and then I just have my regular presser foot here, and I have a medium stitch. Oh, I have a zigzag there. A medium stitch right now, and I'm making sure to back stitch at the beginning there, and I'm just going to ruffle as I go. And when I'm doing this, I'm trying to kind of gather my fabric in all alternating directions, because you don't want to end up with what looks like a knife pleat on here. You want it to look like it's just a gathered random ruffle. You could also potentially pre-ruffle your fabric, but I just found this is just as easy and it's a little bit faster. And I used the whole length of the bottom of the shirt from button panel to button panel and just make my ruffle really full. I just really like a full gather on everything. And I did not pin, you see, but if you are, on your first one, you might want to pin at each end and then put a pin in the center so you're going to have enough ruffle to get across, and you've got even gathers from start to finish. But I've done so many of these now, I know that it's going to work out, so that's why I didn't pin. I did pin on the first couple shirts. And I'm just tucking the ruffle into here by about 1/4 of an inch to
pretty gathered up here now.
getting close to the end. I'm going to go ahead and tuck in this finished edge here and then push backwards to make sure I get all the ruffling that I need. And I'll do the same on this side. I'll overlap some ruffle onto this flat part. Okay. Okay. Be mindful to backstitch. All right, and let's see how we did. Looks pretty good. So now I just have to clean it up a little bit by taking out some of those old threads. Let's see how we did on the back. Oh, I missed a little spot there. I sure as heck did. Okay, so I'll just push this down and sew on the other side, right at the edge. And this thread is absolutely perfect match for this fabric. Okay. Okay, so that's that. Isn't that cute with that button on the back and this little tag? I love it. It's so cute. So that's that. That's the front. Okay, now let me show you what I do on the bottom. So on the bottom, I do a rolled hem, and I use my rolled hem foot. I'm just finding that this is the easiest way to do it, and it takes up the least amount of fabric, so I'm not shortening the shirt anymore. Okay, so let me show you a trick on the rolled hem foot, because there's a couple felled seams here on each side of the shirt, and it's very difficult to get these to go through the machine unless you open it up and cut this. So let me show you how to do this. Let me see if I can bring it in. Okay, so with the felled seam, you've got to just open it up. So I'm gonna see if I can take this seam out without ripping it. All right, one more stitch. Okay, good. All right, so that's the felled hem there, and it's now opened up, and I'll take my scissors and we're just gonna cut it at an angle. So now the rolled hem will just roll right across there. Otherwise, that would just jam it up. Okay, and then at the beginning, so I struggled to figure out how to do the beginning, because this is going to be a rolled hem, but this is almost impossible to pull through the rolled hem foot, even when I put a couple stitches in there and then use that to, so I'll show you real quick. So sometimes to get a rolled hem started, you just put in a couple stitches, pull that out so you have a long tail, and then you have a tail to pull through the rolled hem foot. Except the fabric is so thick on the button panel, even with this, to pull it through the rolled hem foot, it just hasn't been working for me. So what I decided to do is I just folded this over once small, and I did a zigzag stitch on just this front edge. That's just all I can do. I can't open this up or anything, so I just zigzagged this front part. Do you mind? Do you mind? Okay, now I'll take this out and switch over to my rolled hem foot. So now I've got my rolled hem foot on, and now I'll just put this into the rolled hem foot right here. Just back that up. And then we'll just do a rolled hem all the way across, And we'll zip right past the felled seams because we cut them nicely, and then we can just roll hem right off the other end. The other end, the button placket there is much easier to get across, so I'll be able to just go all the way to the end. Okay, good. So does a really beautiful little rolled hem. So that's that. So I'll try this on and so see how it is on the outside. It's just really a lovely finish. So let me press this and then I'll put it on. I didn't even press it because I'm starting to run out of daylight. I just wanted to put it on real quick and see how it looks. I like to have my sleeves up like 3/4 length, and so that's how it is. I think it's really cute just like this, like not even tucked in. I just think it's super cute. I really like it, and I love that this has the yellow and the stripe on the inside of the collar. Yeah, or you can front tuck it, or tuck all the way. These are high-waisted jeans, so I would say that, you know, these are probably best with a high-waisted jean, but if you are, you know, comfortable with having a low-waisted jean and a kind of a cropped shirt, this will work. Can you see up close how the collar looks when it's self-lined collar? So it just looks really nice and clean, and it stays up real stiff. I've seen some of the others that they just kind of hang, and I like this because it's stiff. So, oh, if you are interested in any of these other shirts, I've got this one that's just such gorgeous colors. This is a kind of a lavender, which I absolutely love. This one, it is a J. Crew lavender one. I have a couple more white ones. This one is such a pretty, beautiful, like brushed cotton. It's so pretty. I love my white one. I wore my white one for 3 days straight. Then I've got this white one that is a fitted women's shirt. So if you're tiny and you want to have one that's a little bit more fitted, that one is super cool. I've got another 100% cotton. This is a large. Actually, is this an extra large? I don't know, but this is a 2-ply 100%. All of them are 100% cotton. And then I've got another pink one, almost just like the one I had on at the beginning of the video, sewing. That one is so pretty, large. This is a Ralph Lauren with these gorgeous colors that I love. Really lightweight, almost like a tissue-like linen. And then this one, which is kind of a red and green Ralph Lauren one, a couple blue striped, and I've got all the ones over there too. So anyways, if you are interested in buying one of these shirts, I will have them in my Etsy shop. I'm going to upload them on Wednesday. I guess I'm gonna have to post this video sooner. Okay, I'll have to think this through. But if you want a shirt, then go to my Etsy shop. I'll put a link to it in the description box below, and I'll put it on the screen. And if you are interested in any future shirts, because I'm going to continue to make them until nobody wants them anymore. And if you get on my Instagram, then I will have pictures of all the new shirts coming. So get on my Instagram. It's Mimsy & Co. over on Instagram, and get on my Etsy page and you can buy the shirts on my Etsy page. So thank you so much, you guys, for being here. I hope this tutorial helps you. If you have a sewing machine, you could totally do this. Anybody could do this. You can make your own shirts, and you could have your own closet full of ruffled collared shirts. And I'm also going to do some ruffled pillows because, I don't know, I made those ruffled pillows the other day for my patio, and I thought, while I'm doing ruffles, I might as well do pillows too. So look for those in my Etsy shop as well. Thanks for being here, you guys.